Welcome!
Whoop, stop. I didn't record it correctly. Hang on. See, we got you all. We had a premature
Welcome.
celebration. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Welcome, beautiful friends!
It's so much fun.
It is so much fun. Maybe we just do that all night. One after the other, like hit on repeat. So welcome very much. Welcome, beautiful friends. I can feel our joy, and I suspect you are feeling your own joy within the context of your being. So just close your eyes for a moment, not to get serious, not to drop in, but just to gently fan the flames of the inner joy. Angela's yawning in affirmation. Just the simplicity of dance and movement and joy. And the only way you can be aware of anything, whether it is that inner joy, your body dancing, thoughts in your mind, the only reason you can be aware of anything at all is because there is a radiant and ever-present light that is shining brightly in your own consciousness, illuminating all things. And we don't have to turn it on. We don't have to do anything because it's already there. That's why Yeshua says you don't have to seek for the truth. Truth is, and it's already there. It is helpful to let go of the blocks, the things that prohibit us from realizing the light of enlightenment is always present. One of our primary blocks is our belief that it's not present, and we have to find it somewhere in a teaching, in a book, in a person, in a thought system, in a belief structure, in another body, in another incarnation, in the past. We are extraordinarily creative with our game of self-deception that we will forget we are light and shine it on all manner of things, running around trying to find the very light which is shining very happily, very contently upon every illusion that we choose to make more important, that we choose to value above the light itself. Can you feel the joy in your being of, I need seek no more, for I have found. I have recognized an ever-present awareness, an ever-present consciousness, an ever-present light that is sovereign and free. And I get to focus anywhere I choose for any reason I choose. And the light never argues, it merely responds and illuminates What is where you choose to place your awareness? This last week, we played with not turning our thinking mind back upon itself, but turning the ever present light, the ever present consciousness, the ever present awareness back upon itself. Not because we were looking for any specific thing, but just for the joy of being in discovery of what will my light report when it becomes self-aware and self-reflected. When finally it turns back to embrace itself. Many of you had very beautiful insights that you shared on Facebook. A few of them particularly caught my attention. Tamara said she recognized she didn't know how to do this. And that question of how is one of those sneaky things that keeps us responding to the question and seeking the answer to the how. But she realized, I don't need to know. And with that, her light did it itself. This light is Christ. This light is God. It already contains all wisdom, all power. It's already free. It's the simplest of a change of identity, not a new definition. Instead of I'm a body, I am light. We've all tried those words and definitions. But this is a profound shift that consciousness itself makes. Not the thinker that is so keen to be the doer, pedaling so hard on its little tricycle, trying to get it right. Wheels always falling off, always lamenting, I can never do it with my tiny little tricycle. I'll never get there. It's too hard. It takes too long. There are too many things to remember. Several of you mentioned resting back into that light as that light looked upon itself. And the stories of your little body whirling away on the little tricycle looked comical. They could not maintain a legitimate reality any longer. They merely fell away, and the radiance of light embracing itself. Consciousness knowing itself. And all our lives, our consciousness, our light has worked perfectly. It doesn't have to think, doesn't have to effort. It strives for nothing because it knows no need. And it was that very light that I am, that you are, that chose what would it be like to focus my light into a bunch of individual bodies, to totally forget my nature and experience separation. That's how powerful and free our light is. And it was never a mistake. It was never wrong. God, or what we would call God, the source of that light, never reached out and pulled the little cord to turn light off, because we had chosen to experience and express that light into the dream of separation. My God, we are so radically free that even the impossible becomes effortless. Even the insane we perceive as absolutely logical. Wow, that is very, very cool. So all of us joined here together are accomplished strivers. We are the cream of the crop when it comes to seekers, because we have looked everywhere one could possibly look to find the truth that was within, merely waiting on our welcome, waiting for us to turn around. Jesus used to call it tubor in Aramaic, to turn around. Would you like to share your insight about questions?
Sure. It was, I think, quite eloquent when we were talking about it earlier. I'm not sure how the delivery will be this time. We'll see.
If it's not eloquent, it'll be bumpy and lumpy, and
And that'll be okay too.
sure.
So we're talking about the nature of questions. Questions arise within the mind. You know, what would it be like? What would this look like? That kind of thing. And the recognition that questions that arise in the mind are formulated based upon all the reference points that we have accumulated within this level of human consciousness. And the answers for those questions are also going to have to filter through those reference points in order to have some understanding within the human consciousness that we're using for expression right now. And yet, from this point, this level of consciousness that we can enter into with spacious presence, um, those answers um, don't really seem to apply. It's not so much a point of a question and answer exchange, it's a place of knowing. And in that knowing, there's perfect safety in the unfolding of experience. And so sometimes when we have that recognition that I can only answer the questions from this level of human consciousness, we may feel frustration, um, especially when we have an experience that feels so vast and that we want to communicate it with others. And we've got to filter it back through our own reference points in an attempt to communicate it or share it with others through spoken or written word. And it can sometimes feel like, what is the point of asking the questions? But I want to share with you what my experience has been of looking at the comments that everyone has shared over the past week, um, both in the questions that were asked and the experiences that were uh, uh, attempted to be described. And what I recognized was that some of the experiences that were shared felt very familiar to me, and others not so much, because they were outside of my frame of experience. But those were also welcomed, and where there was overlap, there was an affirmation of what I had come to know through my own experience, and this great celebration for where the overlap was. Because in the overlap, what I was recognizing was not the words, not the description, but I was recognizing the sense of knowing and a shared knowing. And so the celebration within me of what it feels like when I experience that knowing could then be recognized as that point of knowing within another. And what I was reminded of is it's probably in Psalms in the Bible, but it speaks about magnify my soul. And this is what it felt like when I recognized that energy, the recognition, the knowing that comes with that overlap is a magnification of my own expression. In that union, that shared experience is a magnification of the other who is sharing. And it's not just a sharing between our individual expressions, it's a sharing in consciousness, which is now knowable to all, is now part of all and available to us in wherever we journey, however we express. So, what came to me in the conclusion is to rest in the not the question, but in the questioning. It is not as important what answers may come to your questions within reference, your set of references, but the beauty lies in the questioning that arises within you for your desire to know and for your desire to experience and expand and to join, to be in union with other souls in that same seeking of self discovery, self revelation.
Well, that wasn't clunky or lumpy at
No,
all.
no, it was beautiful. So I thank you. All those of you who have shared your experience, I encourage you to do more of that so that all of us may come to know our capital S self in more and grander ways.
Mm, thank you very much, honey.
Mm.
So I have a question in response to that. I wonder what we might individually and collectively experience if we cease our attempts to imitate or be like this light through our thought systems, and rather let that light of the light, enlightenment, express in, as, and joyfully, uniquely through us. Can we truly be free to let that light express through each of us as it would? Then we don't need thought systems that we all agree to. We don't need belief systems that our tribe shares and others seem not to. Because in that inner light of enlightenment, there is only that one light expressing in many ways. But that light itself is free of belief because there's only knowing. It's free of time because there's only isness. It's free of effort because there is only fulfillment. And this is the simple recognition that Jesus meant when he said, "Of myself, of my little tiny tricycle riding mind and body, I can do nothing." But the source, the inner light within me and within the ones I speak with, within the trees, within all things, can and will do all things. I don't know about you, but that makes me take a really deep sigh of ah relief, because that one light within us is the light peering through the eyes of the other that knows what's best, not through great training and intuitive strategy in our body minds, but simply because light's nature is to love itself. So, to Cindy's point, it's helpful to look upon the questions, and it's easy to determine, am I asking this question because I think I need to get something? And if I get that something, then I think I'll know more or be better and then be able to do or sound or express in a different way, maybe a more spiritual way. But our inner light, the light that we truly are, is already full. It's already bright. It's already powerful. What if we just let go of that little part of us that pedals away on the tricycle trying to become, and allow that light to simply be, and not be in a passive, detached way, but be in the silence that it is, in the wisdom that it is, in the power that it is, and be in the unique expression that it is through all of us. Wow. So as I speak these words, I speak them not to our minds as much as to that inner light, to invite it to express its knowing within each one of our hearts and minds in the way that we can receive it. If it comes in words, if it comes in feelings, if it comes in physical sensations, however it comes, do you know the knowing of your own inner light? We can seek information ad nauseum. We can continue the game of I'm this body and I don't know and I have to learn. Or we can rest in this light that knows all things and be that light in expression, in relationship with itself. You think I should share my revelation/vision on the river?
Yeah, I'm gonna say one thing first.
Okay, one thing first.
um, it is possible, in fact, delightful, to be in relationship with this human expression. Hold it lightly and with great humor, because it's simply a chosen form of expression. Uh, it comes, it goes. Um, I had this experience a few days ago in which there was being both and, where I could see the expression of Cindy in her engagement in this world, and observe it, observe the expression, see it unfolding, and also be fully engaged in the expression itself, and observing that in they it's difficult to describe, but to feel, watch, and being in the expression. Sorry, you got something there? Um, so it was the both and. Thank you. And there's such joy. We've called this BBIP 3 awe. Then at first we thought it was like AHH, like you might see a kitten and go aw, but it's really AWE, awe. To be in awe of our very existence and all the potential of our expression. And I would invite you into that relationship with your own life. Um,
Um, that's really beautiful.
yeah.
We should also thank Linda. Linda was the
Linda.
one who was sharing the awe,
Oh.
and I interpreted it as oh. All right, so I ask you to take a deep breath and let your eyes just gently close and just recognize, where are you focused? Where have you freely chosen, either consciously or by habit, to place your awareness? Are you claiming self as your body and its little tiny Christmas light-like intelligence? Or are you claiming that inner light that with no training, no need, no effort can illuminate and inform you about the fullness of your lived experience? It is from the light that I speak, and it is to the light that I share. Each of you, in some way, have experienced revelation. It may have come as just a simple, aha, wow, I just realized where I left my keys. Or it could have been something very profound, that you knew something that happened to a family member, or you knew something that you really couldn't know. And I'm going to do the best I can to share in words the revelation that I received just a few days ago. But I know and trust that the light within you, which created and expressed that in my consciousness, will hear it and illuminate it within you in the perfect way for you to know. So I had an interaction with someone, and I came away with that interaction. This was a spiritual seeker. And effectively, the question that was rifling around in my light is, God, why does this have to continue to be so hard? And as I let that question birth within me, I pushed my feet out and I leaned back in my zero gravity recliner. And I turned that light back upon itself, and it began to come. And I was shown how for eons, humanity and the souls expressed on earth have been in the collective agreement to experience separation with absolute reincarnative serial like devotion. And in that devotion, we created massive, absolutely monolithic, massive thought structures that have outpictured in the physical based reality that we experience. And it's like the whole of human consciousness was this, and I don't mean just now, I mean throughout time, was this river of epic proportions, flowing an unbelievable volume and power of water to substantiate and fulfill the collective agreement to experience and explore separation. And as I saw that river flowing at a pace and power that would make Niagara look like a lawn sprinkler, I was shown one or two beings swimming against the current. A Buddha, a Christ who were trying to go the absolute opposite direction of the entire collective agreement of human consciousness. So why was it so hard? That's why. They were swimming against the stream of our collective agreement. So much so, we were ready to kill anyone, to kick them out of the game if they began to claim their divinity. We would label them as witches or the devil or anything to say, not here. You cannot be the light. You cannot be the truth here. So the pathways that were created in the past, the pathways that are rooted in time, were created in the attempt to overcome this mass of river of human consciousness flow in the opposite direction. And what did the human consciousness do with those who were successful? We made them the special of special. Only this one was chosen, no one else. This took this being 100,000 lifetimes. Because in truth, it was very hard then. And so those thought structures were built within human consciousness that it's impossible. It's only for a few. The only way it can be done is to go to a cave and get away from everything else. All manner of some version of it's practically impossible. And if we can't kill them before they realize it, we'll make them so special that no one else will even try. And that was simply because the souls who were incarnating on earth had chosen collectively to experience the dream of separation. But what I was shown and what is true now is that collectively all the souls on earth have chosen to awaken. The miracle of the second coming has happened in consciousness, and the river has reversed its flow. Now there is the fullness of human consciousness flowing in the direction of light, in the direction of joy, in the direction of awakening. We no longer have to overcome. We are being supported by the flow of all of human consciousness. The ego, which was nothing but the collective agreement and its outpicturing, is utterly and literally gone. It no longer has a legitimate or real existence in consciousness because it is no longer being chosen collectively. We can thank those few courageous souls who swam against the stream for eons, but that is no longer our journey. Their work and our work now is to have the entire flow of existence supporting the lifting of human consciousness. So why is it still so hard when that choice has been made? It's almost like an echo. The belief, the structures were there for so long. We carry them.
I don't know that.
See, echo, Amazon doesn't even know. We're carrying them, and we're simply living in the assumption that what was true and is always true. If we refer to ancient pathways and ancient texts, you will literally turn yourself back against the flow supporting you and try to recreate a hard, difficult path for yourself. This need not be any longer. We didn't have to chant for 20,000 hours to discover that our light was self-aware. We simply made a choice. What has historically been accomplishment is now for humanity a simple acceptance. Because we need not overcome a collective choice for separation because it exists no longer. We need not look to our past incarnations to tell us who we are. We are radically, presently free as light here and now. If we keep looking to the past, we will subtly and unconsciously cast that echo through our present self and create expectations that it's always going to be this way. We need not effort and strive anymore. We need not try to learn the lessons of centuries ago that were necessary to overcome the mass of human consciousness when that exists for us no more. We can know within our own light that this is true, and we can abandon the search. We can abandon the tools of old. We can abandon the comparisons to beings of the past. We can honor them. We can celebrate their accomplishments, their journeys, but there is no value in recreating them in us. It's actually counterproductive to do so now. Can we accept that our light is present and free here and now? Or do we have to climb mountains and hurdle hurdles and swim through frozen alligator infested waters to finally say, yes, I will accept now that this light is me and I'm worthy of its expression? Or can I simply be, here I am, and let's get on with the new? The radically, miraculously new. Imagine if nothing was held in your consciousness that even knows sickness is possible. Not that sickness is real, and here are all the human modalities to overcome it, and here are the spiritual versions. But what if you're in your own consciousness, in your own light, there was never an idea of sickness? That lack and scarcity no longer were claimed by humanity or were even remotely relevant. Could our humanity let so totally go that the qualities of our ever-present and free light can manifest in, as, and through us for our joy and the celebration of all beings? This is the second coming, but not through effort as it has been in the past. I mean, even the Christ said, I've done this already. You crazy guy, stop swimming upstream. I've done it. It's done for you. You need merely accept it for yourself. What condition are you placing before your acceptance? When I get rid of this last clingy special relationship, when I can finally recite the Course in Miracle lessons from memory, when I no longer feel any emotion? Or can we finally be radically free here in the fullness of life? The promise has come. The second coming is here, and humanity has accepted it. What we see as these human conflicts and all this seeming drama are but echoes that continue to bounce back and forth in human consciousness, and we claim them just out of ignorant default. But our light knows better. A radical, free acceptance of the completion of our fulfillment here and now. Many of you incarnated in time and swam against that stream. Many of us did it time and time again. That's largely what helped turn the tide. But we don't have to swim upstream anymore. All of it was successful. The tide has turned, humanity has chosen, and separation is done. You are not separate from that inner light, for God's sakes. So I invite you to take this revelation within the sovereignty of your own being and your own light and discover its truth for yourself. Please don't take my word for it. Don't go quote me. Well, John Mark said in his revelation, speak the revelation of your own light. Will this destroy some of our historical identities? You betcha. It won't matter who we were in the past. It won't matter what we did or what we didn't do. We are here, now, and free. We are free now to meet every moment with the freedom of our light in a creation of new expression, not bound by the collective agreements of the past or their ever whimpering echoes. Here she comes again. Our light needs no pathway. Our light is the Alpha and the Omega. Our light needs no text. God is our light. May the monolithic river and all the power that flowed through it to create such an incredibly real and admittedly super overlong rerun version of separation now turn in joy and lifting of all of human consciousness, so that not even an echo, not even a tiny memory of separation exists within our light. No longer.
I don't know that.
Well, you will. Our light no longer needs to shine through a human consciousness holding or supporting those old belief systems, those old pathways, or their structures. We can bring through the miracle of light's freedom and light's power and light's love and glory here and now. We don't have to pray to some master. We don't have to invoke one of the past Olympic against the stream swimmers to ask them to help us. The light within that is within us is the same light within them. All wisdom they hold, we hold. All power they have, we have. All knowing that they have, we know. If we can simply stop swimming against the stream and let that light be as it is in truth. And I assure you, if you have turned your light back to itself, you have felt the knowing, you have felt the peace, you have felt the joy. And if you will give it permission, because it requires your conscious, willful permission, it will begin to express and live through you, for God seeks its expression through you, not in the ways of old, not in the ways of separation, not in the ways of sickness and death and pain, but in the creation and the glory of what has never known expression on this earth. And that sounds like a hell of a lot of fun to me.
Yes, yeah, the image that I have is a broad, broad river, and the river banks are cluttered with little red tricycles.
Everybody leave their
And
tricycle.
everybody's grabbed whatever floats.
Everybody's left their rickety ass tricycle on the shore and jumped into the flowing river. Wow, that's really cool. Wow. The river of light. For those of you that are Edgar Casey fans, he talked about there is this river. This is the river. But it's no longer flowing through a collective agreement of separation and all with all its power. It's now flowing to lift that, to heal that, to express in utterly free and new ways. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Who is on here?
Okay, I got a great song for this one. My friend Lisa suggested one, but I'm going with a different one. So Lisa, we'll keep yours in the mix. But here you go, guys.
Let the river run, let all the dreamers wake the nation. Come, the new Jerusalem. Silver cities rise, the morning lights, the streets that lead them, and sirens call them on with a song. It's asking for the taking, trembling, shaking. Oh, my heart is aching. We're coming to the edge, running on the water, coming through the fog, your sons and daughters. We, the great and small, stand on a star and blaze a trail of desire through the darkling dawn. It's asking for the taking. Come run with me now, the sky is the color of blue you've never even seen in the eyes of your lover. My heart is aching. We're coming to the edge, running on the water, coming through the fog, your sons and daughters. Let the river run, let all the dreamers wake the nation. Come, the new Jerusalem. Come, the new Jerusalem. Come, the new Jerusalem.
Why friggin' who? That's all I got to say about that. Ah, here we are free. Not next week, not after this, not after more work, not after one more book, not after one more mental insight. Here and now we are free. And the only thing happening in humanity is the outpicturing of the release of the old. We don't need to lament it. We don't even need to have any nostalgia for anything of the past, because even the best of the past will be nothing under the feet of the new that has come. Go forth in great joy, friends, and call this knowing forward in your own light, so that these words are our words, not John Mark's, not someone who's advanced or anything else, or someone who's just crazy enough to speak his revelations. Let it come forth in you and be your words, be your knowing, be your love and your expression that must and utterly be uniquely that which will express as you. Free of all the historical must, shoulds, and ought tos, free of the if I'm just behave and become worthy, then I'll get a big prize. And don't swim to the shore and grab an old tricycle. Yeshua says somewhere in the course of love, the things of time, depression, fear, shame, guilt will not leave you until you leave them. They have no existence in your inner light. You don't have to heal or process, merely be the inner light that knows not of those things. The very ground of our eternal being. And I can't wait to see what happens. We should give the benediction. Well, here, let's.
No.
Let me get everybody on the screen so we can see all the smiling faces. Go ahead.
We love you.
Well, I understand that, but I thought we'd do it backwards this time because it's new.
Oh, we love you with an infinite love
and a perfect peace. Thank God Almighty, we are free. We are free. We are free.
Yes.
Bye, friends.
Thank you.
Play well.
Just